Woody Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. Today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Moriarty the Patriot chapter 80. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable little Bubba Kitty, who's off solving a mystery at the moment, and this operation, well, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one, feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we could have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botched localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Dragon Ball Daima, which we cover in both the sub and the dub. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 patron, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there's a stacked spring anime season in full swing, in which we are covering not just the Dragon Ball Daima dub, but we're covering Witch Watch, Ranger Reject Season 2, Vigilante, Boku no Hero Academia Illegals, Please Put Them On, Takamine-san, and Fire Force Season 3, and there's even more on the way. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So, well, this arc is really, really important to me, because for those of you that don't know, about I think it's 6 years ago now, almost 6 years ago now, I lost my boyfriend of 12 years to a heroin overdose. And around that time, I was around drug addicts. And I mean, for a while, I was experimenting with drugs myself. Hell, I take Adderall for my ADHD. And I think because of that, the majority of drugs that I have tried outside of weed and edibles and stuff like that, they don't do anything to me. They don't. It's the weirdest thing, right? But anyways, speaking of drugs, we're seeing a methamphetamine epidemic, meth, crystal meth epidemic in the UK. And you have the religious zealots saying that it's the devil possessing people, because the people that are taking these drugs are hallucinating and losing their minds. And Holmes is now officially on the case too. So let's get into this chapter, see what's in store for us this month. And this chapter is titled The Adventure of the Speckled Band, Act 2. I love this title page with Sherlock on it. He looks amazing. There's a scarlet thread woven into this speckled band. We're going to Birmingham right now. No, I told you, I need to go prepare the patient's room. Just leave that to Miss Hudson. Me? We'll take the 12:10 train from Euston. Get a move on. Good grief. He's so, am I correct in thinking this is the office of Mr. Holmes, the consulting detective? Yes, then might you be? No, I'm Holmes' assistant. I take it you have a case for him? Yes, I desperately need to meet with Mr. Holmes. Please, you must help me. Sorry, we're closing up for today. Can you come back another day? Oh no, Sherlock, this seems to be an urgent situation. Do you think you could at least hear her out? If I do that, we're going to miss the train. Ooh, he sees something is up, because she's trembling. Fine. John, hurry and flag down 3 cabs for us, would you? Miss, it's a 15-minute ride to the station. Can you tell me the facts during it? If that's not going to work, I can listen till 3:43, but... All right, here we go. Thank you so much. Let's see the times. Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry about this, Miss Hudson. The patient should arrive by early evening. We'll be back tonight, so please let Mary know too. You really think you'll come back tonight? We will. Now then, I'm Sherlock Holmes. The man you just met is my close friend and associate, Dr. Watson. Are you cold? You're shivering an awful lot. No, it's not the cold which makes me shiver. It is fear, Mr. Holmes. It is terror. She's certainly in a sorry state of agitation. I'd put her at 30 based on her features and build, but her hair is streaked with gray and her face is pale and careworn. Ooh, man. That is stress that does that. And she's probably shaking from anxiety. Whew! Like I said before, we ain't got a lot of time, so why don't you start by summing up why you're so scared? You don't want that return ticket in your left glove to go to waste either, right? You're just as I've heard. This name, man. Oh my God. My name is Helen Stoner. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh that her name is Helen Stoner. Oh God. I'm living with my stepfather, my late mother's second husband, Grimsby Roylott in Stoke Moran on the western border of Surrey. He is the last survivor of the Roylotts, one of the oldest Saxon families in England. The Roylotts, huh? I'm familiar with the name. I believe the family was once one of the richest in England with extensive estates, but in the past century, they had 4 successive heirs who were wasteful degenerates, leaving them in ruin. Oh my God! What kind of wasteful degenerates are we talking about? Are we talking like they spent all their money on like gambling and prostitutes? That's my guess. I'm sure you already know of the family's financial situation. At present, it is out of my power to reward you for your services. But I shall be married soon. I'm to receive a sum from my mother's estate upon marriage, so could I ask you to wait until then? The only reward I'll take is expensive coverage, and you can get it to me whenever. So let's get to it. My twin sister, Julia, died just 2 years ago. What I wish to discuss with you today is a series of peculiar events that have gone on since then. Half a year before her death, while visiting our aunt, Julia met a major in the Marines to whom she became engaged. She and I were both absolutely thrilled by the engagement. As we were limited in our abilities to go out, we were little likely to meet men of our own age and position. And with our many financial constraints as well, we had no great pleasure in our lives. But within a fortnight on the day which had been fixed for the wedding, she was blighted by the devil. The devil probably being drugs. Give me details. All right, that dreadful time is seared into my memory. This house is beautiful. Our home in Stoke Moran was built about 200 years ago and is on the few acres of ground left after the ruination of the Roylott family. The house is damaged all over, with one section practically in ruins. That night, our stepfather went to his room early, though he didn't seem to go to bed. Julia, whose room was next to his, couldn't bear the strong smell of the Indian cigars he favors, so she came to my room. God, that sucks. We sat for some time chatting about her approaching wedding. At 11 o'clock, Julia rose to leave, saying she'd have some milk tea and go to bed. But she paused at the door and looked back, saying this. Tell me, Helen, have you ever heard anyone whistle in the dead of night? Whistle? Never. I don't suppose you might whistle in your sleep? Of course not, but why? The last few nights I've been hearing a low whistle at about 3 in the morning. I'm a light sleeper, so it's been waking me up. I can't tell where it comes from. Perhaps from the next room, perhaps from the lawn. I thought that I'd just ask you whether you've heard it. It must be those wretched ROMA. Oh my God. Of course, they mill about the yard at night. ROMA, you mean the nomadic people? Yes, I've heard there are many groups of them that migrate from India to Europe. They come over to England from the continent. Why are those nomads on your estate? Like, seriously! My stepfather gives them leave. They've encamped upon a section of the Roylott family's land for many years now. My stepfather sometimes wanders away with them for weeks on end and comes back with unusual things from all over. I mean, that's actually pretty nice of him. I'll give him that. He has a passion for Indian animals in particular. Is that even legal? Like, even back then, was that even legal to do? He has at this moment... What the fuck? He has at this moment a cheetah and a baboon which wander freely over the grounds. Is that even even legal? Was that even legal at the time? What the fuck? Blimey, that's why it's not at all unusual for the Roma to come up to the house at night. What the fuck? Was this even legal? Seriously, was this even legal in early 1900s England? I just am like, let me read this again here. He has at this moment a cheetah and a baboon which wander freely over the grounds. Was this legal? Like, what the hell? I just am like, I'm so confused. How is this legal? I know it's a different time period. I know, but like, even then, I just don't know if this was legal or not. Like, the Roma being on the property, like, that's one thing, okay? But having a cheetah and a baboon on their property, I just don't know if that's legal or not. That's why it's not at all unusual for the Roma to come up to the house at night. I told Julia as much. So it's probably the Roma who are whistling. I sleep more heavily. Oh, but hold on a second. There's one other thing, though. The Roma were probably there illegally, right? I don't think the UK had immigration laws back then either. That's why I'm like, it wasn't even legal for the Roma to even be there back then? To be camping on the property? Like, I don't know. They weren't, but here's the thing though, they weren't enslaved as far as we know, so I honestly don't think it was illegal. I don't think that part is illegal. No, no. I just think the animals being there are illegal. I sleep more heavily than you, so I don't notice it. They're probably feeding the cheetah. What are they feeding the cheetah? Like, you're right. It's of no great consequence at any rate. Helen, I feel just awful leaving you behind in this house. Don't you worry about that. I'll find a wonderful husband myself before long. Good night. I could not sleep that night. I had a vague feeling of impending misfortune. Then suddenly there was a loud noise from Julia's room. Julia? A low whistle. Where on earth? Julia, just now. Oh, Julia! Helen! How wonderful! I can finally be free of this prison of a house. Oh, I'm so happy. Whoa! Julia became a different person after that. She would sometimes dance on the dining table, and every night she ran around the hall singing until morning. She kept up that odd behavior regardless of the hour until even I reached my wit's end. Hey, Julia, what on earth happened to you? You haven't slept or eaten properly at all lately, have you? Your wedding is in just 2 weeks now. So very happy, Helen. Oh, this is definitely meth. Or some PCP. It's got to be some really strong stuff. That night, my beloved sister met her dreadful end. That must be Julia going mad again. Hey, Julia, could you please give it a rest? I can't sleep. What's wrong, what's wrong? Hang in there. The band. The speckled band. Julia. What? Whoa. I called loudly for my stepfather in the next room, and he rushed out his door in his dressing gown, awakened by all the fuss. When he reached Julia's side, she was unconscious and convulsing. He attempted life-saving procedures. My stepfather once worked as a doctor in India, you see. He tried every possible method, even pouring brandy down her throat, but it was all in vain. Julia never regained consciousness. Her condition declined, and she breathed her last on the cusp of her wedding. The speckled band, huh? As last words go, that's pretty vague. Yes. I also thought it was mere delirious talk, but did something come to mind? Perhaps band referred to a group of people. That is to say, the band of Roma living on our land. In the past, they often tied polka dot neckerchiefs about their heads. The word speckled might have alluded to that pattern. I know it's nothing but foolish speculation, but I must find the answer, whatever it may be. Otherwise, I'll also soon be. Don't tell me. I heard it last night for the first time since that night. I heard the sound of a low, clear whistle. Consumed with fear that I might lose my mind and die just like Julia, I came to London and called at your office with the sole object of begging for your help. But what did they give Julia? Like, that's the real question. What are they giving? Like, Julia heard the whistle. I'm just trying to think what it could be. So something I was thinking for a minute was, I don't think, like, based on what we were seeing in this chapter, like, based on the story, I knew it, there was no way it was meth. No. I just had a feeling that that had to be opiates. That to me that makes sense if it was opiates. So this has got to be opium. Because opium is what came from. Something I found is that there was like an opium trade with India, or opioid trade with India and Britain, and there was like a royal commission too as well. That's why I'm like, yeah, this got to be opioids. But here's where I'm a little stumped: is that with opioids, you can't get, if you smoke it, there's no secondhand smoke. You can't get like high via like secondhand smoke from opioids and stuff like that. Like with fentanyl though, like fentanyl is like something that was developed a lot later. That's more of a modern thing. I know with fentanyl, like you can get high from like touching it via contact. I don't know like what is happening with the ROMA in terms of their opioids. I don't know. We don't know what they have that's causing this. That's causing like the whistles and stuff like that. But yeah, there's definitely got like the other thing that that's the thing. I don't think that there's meth involved. I don't think so. But there is a possibility because of the meth situation. You could make the argument that yeah, there's a mixture of meth and opioids, but I don't think so. I think this is more like straight up opioids, and maybe there could be heroin involved as well. That's a possibility that there's like straight up heroin here. Because heroin and opioids derive from poppy plants that were from the East. So yeah, you can make the argument that this is that there's heroin here. But let me know what you guys think. Is this do you guys think this is just straight up opioid and / opiums, or do you think that this is like more so stronger than that, and it's like full on heroin? It's got to be something. I will say this, it's in that family. It's not meth. This is because as I said, this comes from poppy flowers. It's something more natural than meth, because meth is made in a lab. So, but anyway, smart choice. I see why you're worried, Miss Helen, but our time's up. We're at the station. You can relax. I'll take your case. You're not gonna die. Thank you so much, Mr. Holmes. You got somewhere you could stay for now? A friend's house or an inn'll do, eh? Don't go back to the estate tonight. No matter what, I'll head to Stoke Moran tomorrow. I'll be on the first afternoon train from Waterloo. Very well, then I'll arrange a coach for you at Leatherhead. Sherlock, did you hear what she had to say? Yeah, it seems her problem started 2 years ago, but it's got a lot in common with this devil case we're chasing. What? Till later then, Miss Helen. I'll hear more of the details from you tomorrow. More about your stepfather, Dr. Roylott, that is. But here's the other thing, though, that I saw in terms of like the history of opioids and stuff like that, is that even back then, in the UK, they were using it to treat, and this is true to this day, is that like now opioids and morphine and stuff like that are used to treat ailments. But unfortunately, there's junkies that are using it recreationally. So you got to wonder in Roylot's case, because, you know, as Helen said, that Roylott, you know, her stepfather is a doctor. So you got to wonder if there was a certain, if the Roma got into that stash. So I got to wonder if it's kind of like that situation here. And in the case of my late boyfriend, he was in a little bit of a similar situation where he had fibromyalgia. So he, like, the only thing that would help him with his pain is fentanyl. But unfortunately, he lost access to his pain management where he could legally get it. And he had to turn to heroin, street heroin, which is very dangerous, obviously. And yeah, you know how it ended. Anyways, greetings and salutations. Dear me, we showed you quite a spectacle the other day. Thank you so much for your help in resolving that crisis. It is I who should thank you for so kindly allowing us to visit. My name is Moriarty. I represent Universal Exports. We received your telegram, but are you truly interested in our product? We also manufactured items such as locomotive components for railway tracks in the past, but when the market took a downturn, we lost out to another company. These days, we mainly produce building materials for household use. That's exactly what I found so appealing. Your company's manufacturing and processing techniques are splendid. Right now, only a small portion of the world's developed countries enjoy the benefits of industrialization, while those nations work frantically to develop submarines or mobile artillery in anticipation of a great war of expansion. The art of crafting each individual steel plate and iron pipe that supports the infrastructure of everyday life is precisely what we ought to capitalize on. I want my company to establish a production and sales line that can dominate the market across the entire populated world. What a far-sighted perspective! What a far-sighted perspective you have, sir. Al's quite the swindler, but is this okay? Aren't you the president of Universal Exports now, Lewis? Business negotiations are best left to someone who's good at politics. Well, it's fine as long as we can gather intel about the drug and Mr. Courier today. At any rate, I'm surprised they approved our request to tour the factory so readily, seeing as that whole mess only just happened 2 days ago. Maybe that means they have nothing to hide. Either that or... By the way, President, if you'll pardon an impertinent question, what exactly are these sweets I heard about during the hubbub the other day? Ah, you mean the candy. It's a remarkable innovation, what they call a nutritional... Are they seriously calling meth a nutritional supplement? Oh my god, let's see how he explains this. It's a remarkable innovation, what they call a nutritional supplement. Just one dose fills you with enough energy to triple your work output. Oh my god, he seriously called meth a nutritional supplement! Oh my god! We only have a bit on hand right now, but if we could get a hold of it in bulk, we'll be able to operate with only a third of our current workforce. I can't believe you just called meth a nutritional supplement! Oh my god! In a low-profit, quick return business like ours, there's no way to boost our earnings other than cutting down on personnel. This miracle drug can solve that dilemma. Oh my god! I can't believe this guy just called meth a nutritional supplement. I mean, I'm on Adderall, which is like which is an amphetamine, which is a type of meth. I would not call it a nutritional supplement. It's not. It helps me function. Yeah. Does it triple my output? No. It helps me function. If I did not have it, I would not be able to function at all. Because that's just how my brain is wired. Unfortunately. Oh, right. I'll have to... You're calling it a supplement, and then you call it a drug. Little logic here. Oh, right. I'll have to ask you to keep this under your hat. We wouldn't want our rivals hearing about it. How terribly intriguing. It's like a manna from heaven. Oh my god, I can't believe it just called meth a nutritional supplement. If this product is as amazing as you say, shouldn't you arrange to acquire a large supply as soon as possible? In the event that our two companies sign a contract, we gladly offer our assistance. May I ask for your supplier's information? Well, you see, the employee acting as our intermediary has been missing for a few days now. That's our captive courier. It's a bit difficult to explain, but his name is Gerald. He doesn't have a surname. No hometown either, or so I hear. Is he an orphan? No, it seems he belongs to a Roma family. He spent his life traveling all over the world. There's a common denominator. Over the world for quite some time now. His group has been being camped at the royal family's estate at Stoke Moran. So not only are they pushing out meth, they are pushing out heroin too. Well. What a funny coincidence! A link between the sweets and the band. So not only are they selling meth, they're selling. Dude, this is a drug operation! So they are selling, because like I thought they were just selling meth. That's what I thought. But based on what we saw in terms of Helen Stoner's story, that was straight up, that is opium. Like that was some opium for sure. Oh god, yeah, that had to be. So we have meth and we have opium. Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, ain't that a coincidence? I'm just thinking. Because I've seen heroin. Obviously, I've seen heroin before. What heroin looks like. Because there's a difference between heroin and meth slash crystal meth. So in terms of like, if you're in terms of meth, here's the difference. Meth is white, like a white crystal, and heroin, it looks like it's black. So that's the main difference. Is that you have black for heroin, and then you have white for it's like a black tar. Oh my god, it was. Oh god. And then it's oh god, I don't know how anyone injects that shit into themselves. Oh god, I will set. Oh god, that shit is nasty, 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 nasty. Ooh, there's something very interesting in the translator notes here. It says here, those familiar with the original adventure of the Speckle Band may know that the term used there is now widely considered a slur. The Japanese text uses a term specifying the Romani people, and as the story is specifically talking about the group of internet people who migrated from the Indian subcontinent to Europe with input from various European members of our team, of the translation team, we've come to the conclusion that this is the most appropriate term in context, which I think is fair. And then let's see what it says here. Here's something interesting. one of the translators noticed that the original adventure of the Speckled Band story takes place in April of 1883. Since the current year in Yumori should also be around 1883, the story arc may well be taking place in the same time frame. I don't know about that, because this takes place after the whole thing with the it takes place after Sherlock and Moriarty were in the U.S., which was in the early 1900s. So no, it can't take place then. No. Okay, I just had to think about it to make sure I was right. But yeah, there has to be, because meth is an upper. It's a stimulant. And what they have here at the factory, what Guy was describing in terms of the sweet, is definitely an upper. And that's what meth is. On the other side of the spectrum, what was being described from what I understand, in this chapter anyway, that to me seemed more like a downer. It seemed more like an opioid. For me anyway. That's what it seems like. I could be... Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think what Helen was describing in this chapter was an opioid, or do you think it was something else? To me, and also, I had to double check in the chapter, in previous chapters, to make sure I wasn't losing my mind as well. But yeah, based on what was described, that was definitely meth. Here, though, I just feel like this had to be an opioid. Especially with what we know about, the Indian trade as well, and also Helen's father, the father being a doctor as well. That's got to be like an opioid or heroin as well. But there's also this, though, with it said that Julia was losing her mind as well, but she was dancing too. You know what? I gotta wonder, in the case of Julia, if she is also on meth as well, and not an opioid or anything like that. Because look, just thinking about it even more, she's on this high. It's a euphoria as well. I think she is on meth too. I think both cases here, they are meth, and she has all this energy. She is dancing and ran around all the hall singing until morning. Yeah, I think this is meth as well. I think it's what, again, the reason I thought it was opium is because of the whole thing with India. But I think this is, based on the symptoms here, I think this is meth as well. But let me know what you guys think. And I think this is meth. I think this is straight up meth. But I feel, as I said, I feel like there's got to be more than just meth here. There's got to be more than just meth here. I will lose my mind if there isn't more than just meth. I would be surprised, especially in this case with Julia, if this was PCP. PCP, how Julia's behaving is something that I've seen before with people who are high on PCP. I've seen it before. That I wouldn't be surprised if she was. So this could either be meth. In my opinion, this could either be meth or PCP. That's what I'm getting from this. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is meth, or do you think this is, well, and just think about it, PCP is technically meth as well. But do you think this is like straight up meth? Do you think this is crystal meth? Or do you think this is like, in terms of meth in general, do you think this is like PCP? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Moriarty the Patriot content. Few ways you could do that: donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network, that's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.